Today, I wanted to talk to you about this one food that I have been eating now. And, this is a change from the past for me, right? I hadn't really been eating this food. And it's kind of maybe to an extent a little bit controversial for some people on carnivore. Some people say, yeah, it doesn't really fit with pure carnivore. Other people say, no, it's animal based, it's carnivore. But let's just dive into it. I'll explain what the food is and why I'm doing that, why I'm eating it, and so forth, and go from there. All right. So this food is cottage cheese. Now, I want to start first of all with saying that about a month or so ago, I guess, I had an issue where I was sick and I took some antibiotics and it just messed up my gut. It destroyed my gut. My gut microbiome got messed up and I started having issues. If I ate something, maybe that had like a little bit of onion in it or something like that, I would get oxalate dumping. So the gut microbiome definitely got messed up, right? I had a lot of other issues too. I had different joint pain showing up in different areas for a week or so. Not too bad there, but I had other issues. I had issues with diarrhea, stomach problems, stuff like that. So my gut really, really got messed up. Um, so one thing with that is trying to get foods that can help with rebuilding your gut microbiome. And for me, there were some things I looked at, some, like fermented cheeses. So there were some hard cheeses, cottage cheese, and yogurt to bring it out. Those are really the three things I was looking at. So I kind of ate a little bit of each of those three things. I still have an occasional yogurt, I will say that. But what has really got me the most is the cottage cheese. And there's more to it than just fixing my gut, I think. I've heard rumors out there. I've seen a video, I think, I can't remember exactly who had it, but one of the, fairly prominent YouTubers had a video out there about cottage cheese and how it helps with fat loss. And they talked a little bit about something, a particular ingredient. I can't remember what it was, but how that is in the cottage cheese and that helps with fat loss. So there's a few other things other than just looking at, the fermented side of it and actually helping with your gut and so forth. But anyway, here's my deal. It's not just any cottage cheese. And I looked around because, there's different cottage cheeses out there that are fairly high in sugar and so forth. Not necessarily a lot, but fairly high. And, also things that I just didn't really like about them, some of their ingredients and so forth. So I found this one. It's called Good Culture. And you can get them at a few different places. I think like Whole Foods and stuff like that has them. I particularly have found it at Target. So I've been getting it at Target. And the first thing about it is it comes from all grass-fed cows, right? So it's completely grass-fed, 100%. There's other things as well. So it has, and let me pull this up really quick so that I don't forget it. But it has live and active cultures, which is considered really good for the fermentation process. So good there, right? Helping with the gut and so forth. Sea salt. This is not just using your plain old crappy salt out there. It's using sea salt. So again, goodness there. Sugar is not too bad. Sugar and carbs. It has 3 grams per serving. It's a half cup serving, which is a pretty good amount. So if you have that once a day, maybe even twice a day, that's not overly that bad. But let's say once a day, half a cup. 3 grams sugar, 3 grams of carbs, not that bad at all. And you think about it, eggs have carbs in it. Pretty much any food have a little bit of carbs in it. So don't get too caught up on the fact, it has 3 grams of carbs in it in a serving. So anyway, cottage cheese. It's a lot better than what I think people are thinking. And that is why cottage cheese has kind of gone into my list of foods that I am eating. Here's the first thing for me is like I'll eat mainly my main course, my main meal is like a lunchtime type of thing. And I'll cook up a steak or something, but I also have some cottage cheese. And I'll eat the cottage cheese first. And then once I've, finished my serving of the cottage cheese, then I'll go to the steak. And if I get to a point that I'm full, I'll just stop on the steak, but I've had all the cottage cheese that I wanted to have. So that's a big point for me there. Again, it's called Good Culture. It's a pretty good cottage cheese. I have not, there may be others out there, but I have not found another cottage cheese that is claiming that it's 100% grass fed, from grass fed cows. So that right there is a big thing. Again, I like the sea salt option with it, sea salt, a lot healthier than just any table salt out there, right? And the cultures for the fermentation, really good. So for me, that's what I've been doing. And I do think that I've noticed a difference with my gut health. Things have been getting back to normal here quickly, I think, and feeling really good. So that's the one big food that I'm eating now that a lot of people on carnivore probably are not eating. And I understand there's going to be people out there that are going to say, you know what, it's not pure carnivore, so I'm just not going to go to it. That's fine. That's fine. Other people might like it, might want to try that option. And if you're thinking like, well, I've seen cottage cheese out there, I don't know that I like the ingredients list. I mean, I already put the ingredients list up on the screen. I do it here again. It's not bad at all. And again, it's grass fed. So it's a really good option if you want to try cottage cheese, work on your gut health, that kind of thing. If you've had any issue like I did, like where I took the antibiotic and it just destroyed your gut microbiome and your gut health, then something like this cottage cheese is a good option for you. Now, something I almost forgot to tell you about here with this cottage cheese is, well, what does it taste like? How good is it? Let's go into that really quick. It's a little bit different than what your normal cottage cheese is that you're probably used to. It's not as liquidy. You know how a lot of cottage cheese, it's really liquidy and you really have to mix it up. This is more drier. It's still not like really dry or anything, but it's not as liquidy, and you do mix it up a little bit just to make sure that you get it not quite as dry, but so it's a little bit drier. It's cheesier, kind of like a strong cheesy type of taste to it. And when I first tried it, I did have to get kind of used to that a little bit. I was like, oh, this is a little bit stronger than what I'm used to. But probably the second time I took it, I was already starting to get used to it at that point. So not too bad to get used to. And I actually kind of liked the cheesy taste to it, the harder cheese type of taste to it. So I like the taste of it. I personally think that it tastes pretty good. And it's very healthy for you compared to regular cottage cheese even. It's just a really good option. So I wanted to throw that out there as well. And let me know in the comments if you've ever tried this Good Culture cottage cheese. Let me know if you tried it, what you think of it, and so forth.